Guys, we have a big breaking news coming out. Please share this video. Today is April 11, 2025, and welcome to the Real GS News channel. Guys, before I start, give this video a big thumbs up. Once again, thank you so much for your support. So we're going to start with this one here. Britain is considering deploying troops in Ukraine for 5 years to help rebuild its military and deter Russia, as part of a broader Western plan to support post-conflict peace efforts. Now, the plan includes securing the skies and seas. All right, so we're going to get to all this here, guys. Once again, drone, tactical radars, anti-tank mines, and short-range anti-aircraft missiles. Great Britain, Norway, Germany, Belgium, and even Estonia. All right. Now remember, Vladimir, the leader of Russia, the bear, he said that he's not going to allow foreigners to bring their stuff in Ukraine. They're not going to allow that. And if that happens, well, there will be targets. And it's not good. So we're going to get to all this here, guys. Once again, very important breaking news coming out. Reuters report that after a meeting with the bear envoy Dmitry, and Donald envoy Steve Witkoff told Donald that the fastest way to broker a cease plan will be to give Russia 4 regions: Kherson, Zaporizhia, Luhansk, and Donetsk. These are the regions that they annexed, I believe, back in 2022 or 2023. Crimea was 2014, if I'm not mistaken. We definitely seen a lot of updates of this meeting between the U.S. and Russia, and then you have Europe. They're preparing for war, for biblical war. They want to send soldiers into this country. All right, so we're gonna see what's going on here, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife Jessica Santiago at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Happy Friday. God bless to every single one of you. I'm praying that many of you are having a blessed day. And again, give thanks to the Lord for another day to be with your friends, families, and loved ones. It's very important to give thanks to the Lord. All right, so we're going to see what's going on here. Once again, UK reportedly considers 5-year troop deployment to Ukraine to help rebuild army. Now, military planners in London and Paris believe such a deployment could discourage Vladimir from launching future offensive, the Telegraph reports. I doubt it. I don't think that's going to help. But again, eventually we're going to find out sooner or later. At the same time, they really want to send some stuff out there, guys. They really want to send some stuff. Kiev Post just put this information: drones, tactical radars, tank, mines, short-range anti-aircraft missile. Great Britain, Norway, multiple countries. They want to go in. For security, peace, purpose only. All right, they don't want to go in to start WW3. They want to go in to train the Ukrainian military and to rebuild their army. The bear is saying it ain't gonna happen. Get your stuff and get out of here. So what do you guys think? Should NATO get involved and send troops there? What do you guys think? Leave comments down below. Alright, let me show you some of this stuff. Alright, some very important meeting, like I said, going on. The US and also the bear. Okay, now I did post a video over my other channel. If you guys want to check it out, the link will be in the comments box. Now, Donald put a message out saying it needs to end here. We need to end this war. And he's doing this because, again, Passover is around the corner. So he wants to end this war immediately. All right, so during the reportedly ongoing meeting between the White House Special Envoy and the Mideast, you have Steve and Vladimir, the leader of the bear, and also the Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry, said that another phone call between the two nations' principal decision makers was theoretically possible. Maybe yes or no. No word on how the meeting is going, went, and what's being discussed as of yet. So hopefully we get some updates between the meeting, U.S. and Russia. At the same time, Europe, well, they doing their own meeting. They want to send soldiers. Guys, a little updates about the tariffs. U.S. president is open to a deal with the Red Dragon, the White House says. Donald is optimistic about reaching a trade deal with the Red Dragon. This is coming out from the White House press secretary. Said on Friday, amid an escalating trade war between the two economic giants that has battered markets. Now, the president has made it very clear he's open to a deal with the Red Dragon, the press secretary told a press briefing. If the Red Dragon continues to retaliate, it's not good for the Red Dragon. All right, so once again, very important update coming out from the White House. Again, Donald to Vladimir, you need to stop the war or get sanctioned. Ugh. Stop the war or get sanctioned. Last month, Crane said yes to a 30-day truce. The Bear said no unless Crane gives up troops and foreign help. So you see what's going on here. So Vladimir is saying, I'm willing to leave. But if NATO send their soldiers into that country, this war is never going to end. And you guys saw at the very beginning that NATO want to send troops. So it's just a never-ending cycle here. It just keep going back and forth. Donald now super mad, calling out Vladimir for strike and trying to make Crane's leader look weak. No punishment yet, but Donald warned if there's no peace soon, the Bear getting hit with sanctions. The deadline? End of April. All right. Let's see what's going on here. They want to send soldiers. UK reportedly considers 5-year troop deployment to Ukraine to help rebuild army. Okay. Now, once again, the Bears said they're not going to allow them to bring soldiers in. They're just not going to tolerate it. So UK is weighing plans to send British troops to Ukraine for up to 5 years as part of a broader European-led effort to rebuild Ukraine military, the Telegraph reported on April 10th. Military planners in London and Paris believe such a deployment could discourage Vladimir from launching future offensive. It says here the proposal developed within a multinational coalition of the willing led by the UK and France would involve sending allied troops into Ukraine to help train its armed forces and stabilize the country after any potential cease plan or peace settlement. The initiative was first introduced by British Prime Minister Starmer at a March 2nd, 2025 summit in London. The summit brought together leaders from several European countries, including Canada, to outline post-war military assistance for Ukraine. Like I said, I don't know how this is going to work out, but if they send troops, again, the Bear, Russia, the Bear has warned there will be targets. And they also said other things too, which, again, very disturbing message. But again, it's not going to be good. At least 37 nations, including European Commonwealth and Asian countries, have joined the coalition discussion, with 15 reportedly prepared to commit troops. So out of 37 countries, 15 are willing to send their soldiers into Ukraine. The troop deployment plan foresees a phased withdrawal and will help with training Ukrainian forces. According to the Telegraph, it will also provide security assurances for Ukraine's airspace and territorial waters. I wonder if if this happens, will Zelensky step down? I'm just saying, if this happened, will Zelensky step down? I doubt it. I doubt it. He said that he's not going to step down until this war is over. But it seems like it's not going to be over, guys. The Royal Air Force fighter jets, may also be sent to reinforce Ukraine's defenses as part of the proposed security guarantees. The French official reportedly believed that the Bear is unlikely to strike Western forces stationed in Ukraine, given the Bear military difficulty securing even modest gains on the battlefield. While London and Paris have lobbied Washington to support the plan with air power, intelligence, or surveillance capabilities. The Donald administration has yet to offer any commitment and has ruled out deployment ground troops. So we are not going to be sending soldiers out there. We, the sleeping giant, we're not going to be sending soldiers out there. And there's a reason why. Because it's just going to escalate. So again, NATO, those Europeans, they have a different way of thinking. Peace through strength. We need to send troops there. So the U.S. is saying good luck. Donald has also not offered any security guarantees to Ukraine and is reportedly preparing to scale back the U.S. military presence in Europe. Without U.S. backing the European reassurance, force faces question over its long-term viability. UK officials maintain that American participation remains critical. Donald claimed on February 24 that Vladimir would accept the presence of European peacekeeper in Ukraine as part of a settlement, though, it says here, the Bear Foreign Minister Sergei dismissed the suggestion. Now, once again, Kremlin officials have repeatedly said that any foreign troops' presence in Ukraine will be treated as direct involvement in a conflict. This is very important. Listen, this part right here. The Kremlin, again, this is the Bear, Russia, officials have reportedly said that any foreign troop, there we go, foreign troop presence in Ukraine will be treated as direct involvement in a conflict. So this is why the U.S. is not getting involved. They know that the Bear is going to respond. They're going to fire. So again, 15 countries out of, how many it was? 65 countries. Out of 65, 15 countries are willing to send soldiers into Ukraine. And there will be targets. There will be targets. So what do you guys think about that? Once again, UK considers 5 years troop deployment to Ukraine to help rebuild army. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. The Bear's not going to tolerate that. Sorry, guys. I got the neighbor there. They have their dogs and everything. Nice little dog, too. But again, it's not going to look good. Alright, give me a second here, guys. I want to see if there's any more breaking news here. Now, for those of you that missed my video, this is what Donald said. Alright, Donald said this. The Bear has to get moving. They have to get moving. Too many are passing. Thousands a week are gone. In a terrible and senseless biblical war. A biblical war that should have never happened and wouldn't have happened if I were president. That's the Commander-in-Chief, Donald. He's posted that earlier today. So he's urging Vladimir, you need to make a decision, dude. You need to make a decision. You need to end this. You need to end it. The problem is NATO. So they want to send troops. Guys, I might bring this one up. We need to talk about this. Something happened in the state of Florida. Something bad happened in the state of Florida. Let me just block this image. I have to. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't want to get hit by this platform. Again, I'm getting hit constantly. So another bird crashes in Florida. 3 gone. 153 aviation event in 3 months. What is going on in Florida? DC. Well, DC, it was 2 wings that clipped. Everybody was safe, but there was some very important congressmen in those birds. But it was not in the air; it was on the ground. All right, so everything is safe. But then a few hours later, New York, and now today, Florida. What in the world is going on here, guys? My condolences and prayers to the families and friends that lost their loved ones. I want to bring this story up. Florida. All right, so we are definitely seeing something here, guys. Please do me a favor. Please pray for many people on board. Again, guys, it just, nowadays, I mean, it's not safe. Vehicle, bird and sky, trains and stuff like that. It's just very tough nowadays. I mean, it's getting. I never seen anything like this. It's a trending that never ends. Please pray for many people. When you see a bird in the sky, again, I'm using metaphor. Please pray. On April 10th, 2025, a small bird down in a residential neighborhood. Also, this happened on the 10th, all right, in Florida, shortly after taking off from Boca Raton Airport around 2 p.m. Now, this happened yesterday. Also, New York happened yesterday. The incident occurred near the 600 block of 5th Street, impacting 2 on board, a student pilot and instructor. No injuries were reported among residents on the ground. According to the Boca Raton Police Department, the bird identified, I'm going to skip the name, by ATP Flight School, struck a tree and a fence before coming to a stop in a backyard. Now, this is not the first time. I live in the state of Florida. There's been multiple reports of these small birds coming down. There was one on US 19, not too far from Clearwater shopping mall. So emergency responders, including police and Boca Raton fire rescue, quickly arrived at the scene, and the 2 occupants were transported to a local hospital for treatment. Their condition have not been disclosed. I don't know. I guess I read the title wrong. I thought 2 passed. All right, so the FAA's and the National Transportation Safety Board are investigating the cause of the crash, with the bird sustaining significant damage. Ever since Joe came into the spotlight in 2021, that's when all this started happening. Again, you had who was the secretary of the it was Pete Buttigieg, right? I think it was him, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it just, ever since Joe and his cabinet, everything started going boom. Everything just, the empire just shattered under these individuals. All right, guys, I'm gonna skip the rest of that story. I just said on my Twitter page, but it's just insane. This is where we are right now. Just a never-ending cycle. Okay, so far, Donald renewed call for. I'm looking for some more information here. Okay, so this is all the information right now, guys. I will keep you updated with this news here. All right, but I want to thank every single one of you once again for your support. Again, make sure you share the video, and I will keep you updated with the news. Nation Against Nations are building up, and it's building up really quick, guys. And like I said, it seems like whenever they talk about peace, it's just situation just not there. The plan is not there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream every Monday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ. For he's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.